Testing. All right.
All right, here we go. Instruments are down. Mr. Moore, do you mind closing that door? Yes, sir. Okay. Miss Miller, can we close that door? Good evening. Oh, that was sad. Let's try that again. Good evening. Hey, thank you. Welcome to Pat Walker Theater here at Springdale High School. This is our 7th grade J.O. Kelly beginning band. Let's give them a round of applause for being here. We've done a lot of work this year. We got a lot of stuff accomplished. And we're here to show it off for you with our not quite Christmas concert because we're a little late, aren't we? That's all right. So we're going to go through some stuff that we do in class every day, and you can hear kind of what we do in our individual classes. And at the end, we're going to put a couple of songs together for you that we've played for the first time together as a group today. So it's kind of a neat experience for me. This is my first year at J.O. Kelly, and I have to say this may be the greatest job in the world. Not just being a band director, but actually at this school, at this time, with these kids, because it's a fantastic place to be, and you all should feel very lucky to have your kids here. So we're going to start off with something that's Christmassy, even though it's not Christmas, because we worked so hard on it, and we want to let you hear it. So this is Jingle Bells. All right, so now we're going to take a second. We're going to go through and let you hear each of our instrument families, because I know a lot of you guys have heard your kids playing at home, hopefully. If not, you should shame them to where they'll play more at home. So we're going to start with our flute section, and they're going to play a little bit for you, and then we're going to go through in each one. So our flutes are up here in the front. Wave flutes. Everybody give them a nice little wave, yeah. All right, so here are our flutes playing in a minor mood. So you can see their faces. So Miss Beatty teaches our saxophones and our French horns, and she also has a flute in there and an oboe player. So she's going to demonstrate, or she's going to have Miss Emma Bro demonstrate the oboe sound for us. All right, so now we're going to go on to our clarinets, and they'll be playing Jolly Old St. Nicholas. All right. Okay, so now we're kind of just working our way down from highest to lowest. Our next group is our alto saxophone class, which is also taught by Miss Beatty. And they're going to play the theme from Orpheus and the Underworld. Sorry, I didn't bring my paper over here. All right, and we're back onto one of my classes now. We have the trumpet section, which is over here on this side. And they're going to play a chorale for you guys. Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm going to like it. All right, here we go. First note trumpets. Just the first note. Just the first note. All right, and now we're on to the French horns, which are hiding here in the middle. And they're going to play a selection from Dragon Dance, which you're going to get to hear all of later. So this is a little teaser for you. And this is Mr. Moore, who also teaches with us at Kelly. Woo-woo. He teaches our low brass classes, and they're going to play a selection called Ode to Joy from Symphony No. 9 by Beethoven. And he's going to have his trombones play it first for us. And then the euphoniums. All right, and now our big old tubas. All right, and now they're all going to play the entire melody to the end of it, so you'll recognize the whole thing, hopefully. Ready? Hey, low brass, let's all stand up, all together, all low brass. Let's give them another round of applause. All right, have a seat. Come on out. All right, it's going to take a second to reset here because we got to bring our percussionists out front where you can see them because they're always hiding in the back. And we're going to play a little exercise from our snare drum books called Rudimental Etude No. 2 by Mark Wessels. And there is a former student of Kelly who graduated from Kelly many, many moons ago. He's the same age I am, so we know it was a long time. By the name of Drew Morris, who I contacted, and he wrote some music for us to go in the background of this piece to make it a little bit more interesting to play along with. So they're going to play with it. And I think Mr. Morris is in the house, so if you'll stand up, Mr. Morris, wherever you are. He's way back there in the back if you want to say hi to him later. Mr. Drew Morris. Yeah, let's give him a round of applause. Okay, it's going to take a second for them to get back there to the back again. So this is where I'm going to say all the thank yous I need to say, because there are lots of wonderful people at this school that we need to recognize. Of course, Dr. Rollins, who makes all of this work somehow with all of these hundreds of thousands of what seems like people. He's done wonderful things for us, and we need to appreciate him. Let's go ahead and give Dr. Rollins a round of applause. And then, of course, we have our wonderful principals and assistant principals, Miss Ford, who was actually my principal when I was in 5th grade, many, many moons ago. No offense. If you would like to stand up so we can recognize you real quick. Miss Ford. And I know Miss Hayter's here tonight, so let's all thank Miss Hayter, Assistant Principal Hayter. She's over there. And then, of course, our 7th grade assistant principal, Miss Sarah Reeves. Let's go ahead and give her a round of applause as well. I also want to say thanks to Mr. Julius Stevens and Miss Sarah Miller. They are the high school directors here that got this stage set up for us so we didn't have to work so hard to come in and move chairs and find our spots. And, of course, a wonderful team that I get to work with every day. Mr. Chris Moore and Miss Ashley Beatty. Let's give them a round of applause as well. So, for most of you guys, this is just the beginning. If you haven't had kids in band before, you don't know what it's about. But it's a fantastic activity. Obviously, I chose it for my career. There are lots of opportunities in their futures if you want to stick with it, and it's definitely worth it. I know that I look at these instrument cases, and all I see are college scholarships because they're there. And lots of them come from the Springdale Band. So we want to encourage you to keep your kids involved. Whenever they go on to George and Lakeside, we want to make sure they stick with it because it can turn out and be a fantastic thing to further their career. All right, so we're ready, I think, now. We're going to play another Christmas tune for you, and it's going to give us a chance to feature each section. So we have 3 groups that we talk about generally. We have the woodwinds, if you'll wave woodwinds, and they're kind of in the front, and typically made of wood, and sometimes metal for the saxophone and flute. And we have a brass section, wave brass players, lots of brass players in the back. And then, of course, we have our percussionists in the way back there. Go ahead and give us a wave, percussionists. And we're going to play a little song that lets you hear each of those individually. So this is Good King Wenceslas. All right, so as I said, today was our first day to get to play together as a full 188-person band. And that was very scary for me. This is the first time I've ever had to deal with 188 people who've never played together. But it was surprisingly fantastic, and I loved every second of it. So we're going to play 2 pieces for you tonight. The first one is called Star Splitter Fanfare by Brian Balmages, and the second one is Dragon Dance. And they're a little bit different in style, so we can hopefully demonstrate a little bit of range in what we've learned, not just playing the same kind of sound the whole time. So the first one's going to be exciting and bright, and the second one's going to be a little bit darker and smooth. So here is Star Splitter Fanfare, followed by Dragon Dance. going to take 1 second to let our percussionists get moved around because we try to get them on multiple instruments so they're not just playing the same thing the whole time. I want to thank you for coming out tonight. This is our last number for you. In case you have not been in communication, the students will need to take their instruments home tonight and bring them back tomorrow morning. With the exception of tubas and baritones, we will take those over and the larger percussion stuff. So if your child is not walking out with something, they've probably forgotten it. So take a second to say, hey, shouldn't you have something in your hand? And that way it can make it a little bit less confusing. So let's go ahead and give them one really big round of applause right now. I think they deserve it. After this piece, we're going to give a little bit of time for you guys to come take pictures if you'd like. And here's the way I'd like for that to work if we can to make it easiest. If we'll just line up right here and come up the stage slowly, kind of like a factory, and just take your pictures and keep on walking off that side. And that way you can get yours out of the way and not have to get a big old mess of people up here. Because I know if my child's playing, I want to get all the pictures I can, and I hope you do too. So we want to document that they were here. So here is Dragon Dance by Michael Story. Okay, so if you'd like to come take some pictures, just go ahead and come up these stairs right here. Quickly grab your pictures and head on off this side of the stage. That'd be fantastic.